Hey guys, this is Junior from Live Clean, and today I'm here with Dr. Grant Tully, Doctor of Chiropractic, to discuss something we're all somewhat familiar with, but perhaps not as much as we think, and that's autism. Dr. Tully, we all know someone who knows someone who has autism, but so few of us really know what autism is, let alone the vast array of other neurological conditions that exist. And I'll be the first to say, I never would have thought to seek the counsel of a chiropractor to address my child's autism. It just seems so out of the scope of general chiropractic care. So, for those of us that don't know, how can chiropractic care help children with autism and other sensory processing disorders?
Okay, Doug, that's a good question. So in order to answer that, we need to first understand what these conditions are. So autism and other disorders like ADHD, dyslexia, Asperger's tend to be the result of faulty communication between parts of the brain, as well as an inability of the brain to process sensory information appropriately. This is problematic because your brain influences all the systems in your body, so its overall health is paramount. So people suffering from neurological conditions need their nervous system to be free of obstructions. This means removing anything that would affect the brain, spinal cord, and the nerves. To do this, it requires a comprehensive plan that addresses nutrition, neurotoxins, neurologic exercises, and correcting any structural misalignments of the spine.
Wow, so let me get this straight. You're saying that misalignments in your spine can actually contribute to neurological disorders?
Yeah, so basically the upper neck region is the neurologic foundation of your spine. As the bone misaligns there, it can transmit stress and strain to your spinal cord and nerves. This is problematic because it can alter the sensory information from your body to your brain, and then the message from your brain back down to your body. In addition, it can also alter cerebrospinal fluid hydrodynamics. Basically, this can create a back pressure in your brain, kind of similar to a clogged sink or a clogged toilet. This is a bad thing because the cerebrospinal fluid removes toxins and waste, so when it pools in your brain longer, it can inhibit development of the brain.
So essentially, if the flow of this cerebrospinal fluid is disrupted and the electrical signals are altered, things that should be getting to the brain don't, and things that should be getting removed don't.
That is correct. So the two things your body needs, or your brain needs to develop is stimulation and nutrition. The majority of stimulation all the stimulation in your body comes from your senses, and the biggest source of stimulation is a sense called proprioception. This is your body's awareness of itself in space, and it's active 24/7 because it helps you counter the effects of gravity. Well, the highest concentration of these proprioceptors, or receptors for this sense, are in the upper neck region there. So it is even more paramount for this area to be clear so that you can receive the proper stimulation that the brain needs to develop. These misalignments in the upper neck can be corrected using very gentle methods. And they're part of a comprehensive plan that removes electric obstructions from the nervous system and helps rewire faulty circuits within the brain.
You know, it's interesting you say that, Grant, because frequently I hear the term neuroplasticity, and I always wonder, what exactly is it, and how is it relevant to neurological health?
So neuroplasticity is this recent phenomenon where basically it's been discovered that your brain actually can rewire itself. So if you have an immature part of the brain, by targeting neurologic exercises towards this part of the brain, you can kind of train it and bring it up to speed, because if part of your brain is immature, it's like building blocks within the brain. Unless this part of the brain develops first, the next more complicated part can't develop. So in order for neuroplasticity to work, we need to locate which part of the brains aren't working properly, gear neurologic exercises towards it, and then that can help bring it up to speed and help the brain develop and then the child develop.
Wow, that's incredible. So you're saying that through various exercises, we can essentially reprogram our brain? Now, Dr. Tully, earlier you mentioned that nutrition has a role too?
I did. The reason being, the building blocks of your body are derived from your intestinal tract. As you guys always say, you aren't necessarily what you eat, you are what you absorb. Well, a large percentage of these children suffering from these neurodevelopmental disorders, these sensory processing disorders, have concomitant GI issues, commonly referred to as leaky gut syndrome. This can be problematic because you can't absorb the necessary nutrients you need, And it also allows certain proteins and materials to leak out into your circulation, which can cause an autoimmune response, and also travel to your brain and obstruct what is going on there. So to address these type of conditions, you often need to take a holistic, a whole body approach that increases the overall health of somebody rather than targeting one specific area.
You know, Grant, I'm so glad you mentioned leaky gut syndrome and nutrition, really, because it's so important to our overall health. You know, I'm of the belief that what we put in our body, and just as importantly, what we don't, is the very foundation for our health and wellness. So, Grant, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with me today and share with us your approach to addressing autism and other sensory processing disorders. And for those of you watching and interested in learning more, Dr. Tully will be giving a seminar about his alternative approach to addressing autism and these other sensory processing disorders at 7 p.m. on November 1st at Live Clean Nutrition in Rochester Hills, Michigan. We hope to see you there.